Well, I did promise I was gonna make this video, so here it is. So if you paid attention to the Injustice 2 leaked roster, then you should know by now that everyone has been announced. Apart from one character, who is of course the Joker. Now, as we already know that the Joker in the Injustice timeline is dead at the hands of Superman, after the Joker nuked Metropolis, as well as being responsible for the death of Lois Lane. So here I'm going to explain a few possibilities as to how this version of the Joker could come back. Now, the first possibility in explaining the Joker's return is of course bringing an alternate version of the Joker in a similar fashion to how they've done it in the first Injustice game, which in my mind is a pretty plausible explanation, because as you know, Green Arrow is dead in the Injustice universe, and the one in the second game is from an alternate timeline. Now, the second possibility is of course having some flashback scenes before the Joker's death. And at the beginning of the story mode, we get to play moments of the original Injustice continuity, which again many people are theorizing, and although I think that that is a plausible idea, I still think that is a bit cheap. And NetherRealm is fully aware that the Joker is popular, so I think they'll find a plausible explanation as to how the Joker could come back. Or maybe another explanation as to how the Joker could come back is the fact that the one that died in the first Injustice game might have been a completely fake Joker, which has happened before, like in the Kill and Choke, so I could imagine that same thing happening here. And while on the subject of multiple Jokers, you know how there's now 3 different Jokers in DC's Rebirth continuity? Well, could this same thing happen in the Injustice 2 timeline? And that Superman only killed one of the 3 Jokers? And of course there's also the possibility that in some way, shape or form the Joker has been resurrected, whether from the Lazarus Pit or in a similar fashion to the Scarecrow's resurrection. Because as you know, Scarecrow did die before the events of the first Injustice game. Now, everyone's been speculating on when the Joker will be announced for Injustice 2, and the most popular one of which is of course April Fool's Day, which is incredibly fitting for the Joker. However, I don't think that NetherRealm is going to reveal him right now, because they have a month and a half before the game gets released, so why would they reveal all their characters right now? Another possibility is of course the Shattered Alliance's trailers, because the Shattered Alliance's trailers are meant to be the stuff that tells us glimpses of the story. And I could imagine that if the Joker was to be in the story mode, then he would have a crucial part. Or maybe he could link up to one of the next characters who will get their own Shattered Alliance's trailers. And the characters who I think will get the next trailer would be either Gorilla Grodd or Brainiac, because they are 2 of the main villains. Or they could just play the waiting game and just wait until the game's launch, then make a huge deal about the Joker coming back into Injustice 2. But I think that there's a major reason as to why the Joker has yet to be announced, and I don't think it has anything to do with the storyline or anything like that. So you know how the whole debacle between all the voice actors, and how they keep getting underpaid and all the drama that's going on about the voice actors? So what if NetherRealm has tried so hard to get Mark Hamill to come back as the Joker? Now, it took them forever to finally get him on board, and a good chunk of production later, Mark Hamill finally decided to step up as the Joker. I mean, think about it, the guy has recently came out of retirement, and he has been more willing to become the Joker for more things. And I think NetherRealm is playing it smart, and that if they do in fact have Mark Hamill voicing the Joker, then they know full well that that's gonna make every single fan happy. And that way, everyone will be so hyped for the Joker to come back into Injustice 2, but this time voiced by Mark Hamill. I mean, come on, if they could get Robert Englund to voice the Scarecrow, then I'm pretty sure this is plausible. But if they don't have Mark Hamill as the Joker, then I feel like that it must have took them a long time to find a substitute, and even longer for the replacement to do all the lines for the Joker. And I think that could be a plausible explanation as to why the Joker has yet to be announced. Because at the end of the day, everyone is so picky when it comes down to the Joker's voice, and that everyone expects Mark Hamill. And again, I could be wrong, and that this is just pure speculations. But regardless, are you excited for the Joker's return in Injustice 2? Comment below and share some thoughts. And as always, thank you guys for watching this video. Please like and subscribe, take care and have a good one.